address the August gathering. Can we extend a very warm round of applause?
Thank you, everyone. DGCA, Mr. Kidwai ji, Chairman ficci Civil Aviation Committee and President from the Airbus India and South Asia, Mr. Jorgen Westmeyer, and government officials from various departments and Ashish Saraf on the dais, and all the important stakeholders and industry partners from aviation and energy sectors, distinguished guests and friends from the media, and people who have come from across the borders also. Good morning and namaste to each and everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to be here today at the much talked about India SAF Summit, and I see this as a significant platform for all of us to strengthen our collective resolve towards aviation decarbonization. I appreciate Airbus for its collaboration with Gati Shakti Vidyalaya, taking their commitment to make in India from component production to propulsion. And the whole integration between these Airbus and Gati Shakti Vidyalaya is a symbol at what depth India is trying to work today in the moment of SAF. And I extend my sincere appreciation to ficci, Airbus and Indian Oil to bring together such an illustrious gathering of stakeholders from regulators and oil marketing companies to SAF producers, certifying agencies, airlines, airport operators and sustainability experts. I believe this is a timely summit for convergence as the global aviation industry stands at crossroads between rapid growth yet shaped by deep climate concerns. The aviation sector continues to expand faster than the overall economy and most other transport segments also, driven by globalization and a growing passenger demand. With annual growth rate of 6.7%, nearly 10 million passenger trips are expected this year in 2025. Aviation truly has become the growth engine for mobility and all businesses. Yet I am sure all of us here would acknowledge the mounting carbon footprint of this sector. As per ICAO itself, international aviation emissions could triple by 2050 compared to the 2015 levels. According to the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, aviation is one of the fastest growing sources of greenhouse gas emissions and the most climate intensive form of transport. Its CO2 and non-CO2 impacts are responsible for some 5% of man-made global warming. That is precisely why I believe today's SAF Summit holds so much importance. It offers a solution to address rising emissions, also catering for the rising air traffic growth. And this is where India, under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, stands out as a global example. India is effectively addressing this challenge and emerging as a Vishwa Bandhu, a global friend fostering the union of intent, ideas and innovation. Guided by the vision of one earth, one family, one future. India is demonstrating that progress, people and the planet can all collectively move forward together in harmony. For us, climate action has never been just a policy mandate. It has been our way of life for centuries. As our 300,000-year-old scripture from Atharva Veda says, Earth is our mother and we are her children. And in the last 11 years, under the leadership of our Prime Minister, we have especially transformed India as a global climate leader. We achieved 40% of electricity through solar energy 9 years before the estimated target of 2030. We have launched the International Solar Alliance. We have launched the global campaign LIFE, which is Lifestyle for Environment. We ranked 7th globally in the Renewable Energy Index. We ranked 4th globally in renewable installed capacity. And we aim to cut the economy's carbon intensity by less than 45% by 2030. And we want to aim net zero emissions by 2070. We hold the view that as the most populous country, India is to play a leading role in global climate action. In recognition of this responsibility, Government of India is committed to inclusive and sustainable growth through its motto, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, which resonates with the core principle of SDG framework, which is leaving no one behind. The spirit of inclusivity forms the very bedrock of our governance and policies, including our National Civil Aviation Policy. With Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's clear mandate to make aviation more inclusive and more accessible, the regional connectivity scheme, Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, or popularly known as UDAN scheme, was launched. 9 years later, after the scheme has launched, that vision has truly taken flight in the country, connecting the unserved and underserved regions of India and making air travel a reality for each and everyone. I have not seen any other country, and as far as I know, with such revolutionary growth, at least in the last 10 to 11 years. In the last 11 years, India has added 90 airports into its kitty, 400 plus aircrafts into its fleet, and increased the number of scheduled flight movements by an impressive 78%. And I see this as just the beginning. With planned projects and passenger demand continuously growing, we plan to expand our airport network by 50 in the next 5 years and around 200 in the next 20 to 25 years. And with this, we also see a growth of 500 million annual passengers with a growth rate of 10 to 12% in the coming 10 years. Massive fleet expansion is also going to happen. Airbus also has very much aware of that. We have 1700 plus aircrafts in order, single country with 1700 aircrafts under order today. With this tremendous growth figures that we are seeing, India's aviation share in transport emissions is projected to rise from 5% to 8 to 10% by 2030. That makes it imperative for us to ensure that our progress remains both inclusive and also sustainable. From inclusivity to sustainability, we have already made significant strides. Today, 88 of our airports have switched entirely to 100% green energy usage. Bengaluru Airport has achieved the highest carbon accreditation level 5 by the Airport Council International, while Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad have attained level 4 accreditation, becoming carbon neutral. We have advised all operational airports with scheduled services as well as developers of the upcoming greenfield airports also to actively work towards achieving carbon neutrality. And I believe the growing energy needs of the aviation sector demand greater commitment, clarity, and collaboration from all its stakeholders. And at the core of this sustainability challenge lies one of the most critical elements, which is the fuel. Looking at India's requirements alone, our ATF consumption is projected to reach 15 to 16 million tons by 2030 and nearly double to 30 to 31 tons by 2040. I see that implying to about 45 million tons of CO2 emissions in 2030 and then doubling up to 95 million tons of emissions by 2040. And from 2021 level, it would be 5 times rise in 20 years. These figures, I don't want to scare you, but this has to show us that how important it is to collectively work towards SAF. And I see this scale as more of an opportunity than a challenge for us right now. And the solution here for all of us is SAF, Sustainable Aviation Fuel. With the potential to cut lifestyle CO2 emissions by up to 80% compared to conventional jet fuel, SAF offers a direct way for all of us to reduce the carbon footprint in aviation. I think what makes SAF even more promising is its seamless integration into existing fuel supply chains as a drop-in fuel. It can be used without major infrastructure modifications, no new engines, no new pipelines, no new fuel systems. It has already been worked out where it efficiently integrates with the existing ecosystem. And I understand that SAF is somewhere it's coming up to 4 times also more expensive than conventional jet fuel. But I firmly believe that with the economics of scale and rapid technological advancements that we are making, these costs will significantly come down in the following years. Globally, the SAF industry has gained strong momentum following the launch of ICAO's CORSIA scheme. In 2024 alone, production volumes globally reached 1 million tons, doubling from 2023, and it is expected to double again to 2 million tons in this year. According to IATA, the aviation industry will require 183 million tons of SAF by 2040. Right now we are seeing a global requirement of 2 million tons. By 2040 we see 183 million tons. I see that India is positioned uniquely to cater for this rising global demand. From feedstock to fuel, from farmers to flyers, and from frying to flying. Who would have actually imagined that frying samosas also, they can participate in this whole global aviation movement that we are seeing right now. We have the resources, we have the capacity, and we have the vision to lead this transition. As an agricultural powerhouse with over 750 million tons of available biomass, India has the capacity to become the global leader in SAF production. Today we have nearly 213 million tons of surplus agricultural residue which is lying unused. With such abundant SAF resources, India is well equipped to achieve self-sufficiency in SAF production, and we have set ambitious blending targets for ourselves according to the CORSIA mandate, which is 1% by 2027, 2% blending by 2028 and 5% by 2030 for its international travel. And to put this demand in perspective, 1% blend in 2027 would require about 3 crore litres and 2% in 2028, according to the growing aircraft fleet, it would require about 6.2 crore litres. Oil manufacturing companies in India collectively have a plant capacity exceeding 7 crore litres per annum, and production is expected to begin at these facilities over the next 2 to 3 years. So we are well on course to meet the domestic demand and even emerge as a global production player in SAF. Earlier this year, one important achievement that we have been seeing is the Cotecna Inspection India Private Limited, which has become the first Indian SAF certification body. Earlier when we were discussing, especially in the last year also, we were seeing the certification body to be a little bottleneck in the whole production business. But now that India has one, we see that this is going to boost our whole SAF production system. And a few months ago, Indian Oil's Panipat refinery was certified as the country's first sustainable aviation fuel producer. I congratulate the Indian Oil team also for achieving this. And I feel these were significant breakthroughs that we have made to address the bottleneck of certification challenge. And I'm proud that India is taking decisive steps to advance the production and adoption of SAF. We are not only looking at the existing oil companies, but we are trying to expand this SAF movement to private industry. If you want to speed up this whole production business, we want private people also who are very much interested and who very much see this not only as a commitment for a greener future, but also as a good business model, as an end-to-end integration right from the farming field to the aircraft flight. And recently we have also released the ACT-SAF feasibility study report for India with support from ICAO. This we see as a very important intervention, and the ICAO also helping us in the whole SAF movement. And today with the help of KPMG, we have also released another report. And these reports are collectively showing us a clear roadmap for SAF production, deployment, assessing our local resources, industrial capacity and technology pathways, which are quite clearly suited for the India's context. And alongside this, we have constituted a dedicated working group at the Ministry of Civil Aviation on sustainable aviation, bringing together airlines, aircraft manufacturers, OEMs, research institutions, oil producers, airport operators, to bring a strong, to build a strong collective ecosystem between all of these. And I can assure you that the ministry has also been taking robust steps in trying to speed up this whole SAF movement. And very soon, with the ICAO report also coming, with this KPMG report, and also Airbus, Boeing, and all the necessary stakeholders taking a serious interest in this collective movement of SAF in the country, we are very soon going to go with the SAF policy also in the country. We are on the verge of doing it, so very soon we are going to announce the SAF policy also. Valuing advantages of SAF, we are also fostering for domestic and international collaborations. Notably, the Global Biofuels Alliance launched by India during the G20 summit in Delhi in 2023 aimed of accelerating global biofuel adoption, including the SAF. Even the second Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference of Civil Aviation and the 81st IATA AGM, which were both held in India, we reaffirmed our collective commitment to reduce aviation's environmental impact. Recently at the 42nd ICAO Assembly, I had the honor of leading the Indian delegation, where we presented a principled and forward-looking position on SAF development challenges in development countries. Our recommendations received strong global acknowledgement, where we focused on fast-tracking SAF certification process, establishing regional production hubs, and expanding ICAO-approved sustainability certification schemes. So I believe we have connected all the dots for India to take the lead in global aviation decarbonization. Our strategic geographical location, serving as both gateway for domestic and also international markets, And our cost advantage in skilled manpower enables us to produce SAF at highly competitive rates. Today, we export nearly 50% of our ATF production, positioning us as a potential hub for SAF exports also. So I hold the view that SAF will not only help address the crossroads challenge of growth versus sustainability, but it is also going to benefit us with a huge scale of impact. Along with reducing our crude oil import bill by $5 to $7 billion every year, it can help us create over 1 million green jobs across the SAF value chain. Other than helping us reduce carbon emissions by 20 to 25 million tons annually, SAF can empower our farmers by increasing their incomes by 10 to 15%. But it is to be noted that global SAF consumption is presently less than 0.1%. Moreover, SAF still has a lower energy density compared to conventional jet fuel. So I believe adoption of SAF demands more innovation, investment, and a collective international collaboration. For this, I would like to once again congratulate ficci, Airbus, and Indian Oil for bringing together all of us on this unified platform. And as our Honorable Prime Minister aptly says, our planet is one, but our efforts have to be many. I once again extend my best wishes to all the participants in the India SAF Summit 2025, and I look forward to all the rich and engaging ideas that will be presented in this forum. And we must all remember that we have to balance growth with responsibility, innovation with inclusion, and ambition with action. And I once in the end want to assure that from the ministry we are committed to release the SAF policy very, very soon, and your comments and your discussions and whatever active engagements that is happening here will help us in forming a very robust policy for us. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.